Captain Ibrahim Traore has given 2,000 motorbikes to the Burkinabe police forces. Traore has shocked the whole world again. What is actually happening in Burkina Faso? Because since the time Captain Ibrahim Traore took power in Burkina Faso, he has been transforming this country from one end to one another. He is doing massive things, and all the whole of Africa, every African nations or every African people wish to have this guy as their president because he's actually doing massive things in Burkina Faso. Now, let me tell you something. Africa is really richer than all the continents on this planet. But why do many of our countries live in absolute poverty? It's because our leaders are greedy. Our politicians are very greedy. They are very selfish in everything that they do in our country. And Africa can only be poor when we have leaders who only think about themselves, drive vehicles with the funds of nations, with the money of taxpayers. They only would live in luxury houses without taking care of the country, without taking about the people living in the country. We are going to be poor. Look, the president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore, has handed over 2,000 motorcycles to the national police to help strengthen the security network in the country. Look, why won't every African people wish to have this guy as their president? Why? Look, family, the only reason why Africa will continue to be poor is because the leaders are thieves and scammers. And the only reason why we will continue to have bad roads in Africa is because of these thieves that cause themselves our leaders. That's the main reason we continue to have bad roads, bad infrastructures, no food, no opportunities, no good educations, no good schools. That's what I mean, no good schools and no good hospitals, which can actually be free sometimes. It's because of our leaders decided to be armed robbers and thieves in our nation. That's why we will continue to have these kind of things in Africa. Africa will continue to be poor. Africa is never poor. Let me tell you the truth. Africa is never poor. Africa is actually richer than many of the nations out there, many of the continents out there. It is what it is. Africa needs to change its ways and allow the youth to be at a good position to elevate this continent. Because the old men are just destroying the continent with their greeds. It's high time the young people of Africa needs to take out positions that allows them to govern the country. Because if not, it's not about old age. Old age does not come with wisdom. Let me tell you the fact. Sometimes wisdom is different from you being old. It's different. Now, young men and women are actually smarter. They have wisdom than the old men or women that we're having these days. Because look at this young man, this young captain, Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. Since he came into power, he has been doing a lot of things in Burkina Faso, from one thing to another, even as far as exposing how rich the continent of Africa is and how corrupted the democratically elected president across the continent are. He actually exposed that. People may think that this young man, 37 years old man, may be stealing the country's money. But hey, here's the truth. He is not stealing any country's money. He doesn't own Porsche cars. He doesn't own luxury houses. He doesn't go to parties. He doesn't go and enjoy himself in luxury hotels. He doesn't do that. He remains the way he is. Even as far as I'm talking to, he's taking a salary of a captain in the army. He isn't taking a money or a salary as a president. Look at that. Why won't every African people wish to have this guy as their president? Let's watch this.
I am handing you the key to these motorcycles for the safety of our citizens. This is a mission entrusted to you because it will contribute to the effective work you have already begun and continue to encourage your personnel to give their best so that the community is safe. Thank you very much and use them wisely. Thank you, Your Excellency.
We promise to make good use of them. And with these motorcycles, we promise to have a lasting impact on security and bring peace of mind to this population that needs it. Thank you, Your Excellency.
So here, can you tell me that a young man cannot govern a country excellently that these old men, we have been seeing these old men in our presidency for ages with nothing changing in the country, with nothing changing across the continent. But here lies the case. This young man just took power and started changing things and even exposing things that we don't know. So do you think young men cannot govern the country more than this old men? Because nowadays old age has nothing to do with wisdom. Has nothing to do with wisdom. I'm telling you. Because if you look into the politics mainly in Africa, people that are very old, they are the ones in power. Many people that are very old, they are the ones in power. But they are not doing anything. They are not doing anything in the country. Look at the president of Cameroon, this 93 years old man. He has been there since 30. He has been there for a very long time. But he refuses to lead. He refuses to leave the seat or retire, but nothing is happening in Cameroon. Everyone in his council, and some of them are even older than him, but they are also in power. You see, it's crazy in Africa. When you come to Africa, it's very crazy. It's very crazy. And this young man is changing a whole lot of this. Let's watch this again.
A feeling of great joy, because this day is a historic day. It is the first time in history that the National Police have received up to 2,000 motorcycles. Motorcycles that are being handed over by His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore, Head of State, President of Burkina Faso. So, to the National Police, in order to strengthen the fight against urban insecurity.
Et je voudrais donc, au nom de la police nationale,
this is a historic moment, and I would therefore like, on behalf of the National Police and myself, to thank His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore, President of Burkina Faso, Head of State, for the presentation of this important donation to the National Police. This will allow us to increase our mobility capabilities and improve our interurban and urban coverage, thereby ensuring greater security for our citizens.
plus de sécurité donc à nos citoyens. Et tout ceci participe donc à la vision qui est de faire
All of this contributes to the vision of ensuring comprehensive security and enabling the National Police to guarantee the daily safety of every citizen. These motorcycles you see will allow us to reach any point in the country, even places inaccessible to four-wheeled vehicles. We will be able to access these areas through these motorcycles. You are also aware that criminals most often operate on two wheels. Therefore, we also need two-wheeled resources to combat crime.
souvent à deux roues, donc il nous faut aussi des moyens à deux roues afin de pouvoir donc lutter donc contre la criminalité.
So tell me, doesn't this look so amazing? This looks so amazing. I'm telling you for the fact. Why many of our leaders can't do this in their respective countries? They can't do this. It's because of their greed, because of their selfishness, because they want to drive big cars, live in luxurious apartments, forgetting that they have a duty to what? To fulfill. They have a duty, a responsibility that have been assigned to them. They have the responsibility to fulfill that. They have a duty to fulfill. You see, it's crazy. It's crazy in Africa. This is quite a huge thing that Captain Ibrahim Traore is actually doing in Burkina Faso. So, guys, what do you think about that? What do you think? His purpose of this is to strengthen the security in the region because he have made that promise. It's part of their initiative. So, look at what he's doing. He's doing from one thing to another, transforming this country. I bet you this guy is going to do more things coming in. Guys, what do you feel about this? Whatever you think about it or whatever you feel about it, just drop it in the comment section. Thank you for watching this channel. Peace and love. See you in my next video.
Ibrahim Traore, President of Burkina Faso and Head of State, has just given us 2,000 motorcycles to bolster security. As you know, in the 2026-2030 recovery plan, strengthening security is a key pillar. Therefore, this donation of motorcycles will further enhance security throughout the country. You know that in matters of security, mobility and speed are essential. These motorcycles will be deployed to the National Police Force very quickly. This is to further strengthen security and provide peace of mind to the population. I have already issued instructions. So, in order for these motorcycles to be deployed very quickly, to reduce response times to emergency calls from the public, to also carry out and strengthen patrols throughout the country, particularly in areas often inaccessible to vehicles, and also to further consolidate the S247 concept that we launched in 2025, we need a strong police presence. Instructions have already been given, and you will soon have a graduating class of 2,000 trainees in March. These 2,000 trainees will also be trained to ride these motorcycles and to use them for interventions. This is to say that 2026 is starting off very strong, and we will deploy police forces throughout the country, particularly within their areas of responsibility, and we will also be able to deter crime. We will no longer cede an inch to these criminals who are harassing the public. So this is the message we have just sent, and through this donation, the head of state has shown that we can train ourselves, equip ourselves, and ensure the security of our people. That is what we are going to do. I think the ball is now in our court. He has set the tone, and it is up to us to realize his will and his vision regarding internal security.